Well, hello and welcome aboard. It's time for this month's episode of On Deck with Avoya, the show that navigates the exciting world of becoming a travel agent and features the best in class resources offered by Avoya Travel. I'm your host, Chris Green, Director of Network Expansion for Avoya Travel, and this month we're setting sail with an incredible lineup. Joining us as our featured executive insider for July is Jim Tedesco. Jim, the Vice President of Sales for Apple Leisure Group Vacations. Plus, get ready for insights from our very own Avoya insider, Andy Craig, Vice President of Marketing. We'll also hear from Laura Burke on essential industry best practices. Gina Hoyt from the Avoya Travel Academy will explain why travel certification is absolutely vital for new agents. And don't miss our affiliate spotlight on Eric Bell, owner of We Can Go LLC, an independent agency thriving in the Avoya network. All this and more on this month's episode of On Deck with Avoya, coming up next. Well, hello and welcome back to this month's episode of On Deck with Avoya. I'm your host, Chris Green, Director of Network Expansion. And today we're thrilled to have a very special guest joining us. He's a true leader in the travel industry, the Vice President of Sales for Apple Leisure Group Vacations, Jim Tedesco. Jim, great to see you. Thanks for being our Executive Insider this month for On Deck with Avoya.
Yeah, my pleasure. Good to see you, Chris.
Jim, you've had such an impressive career in the travel industry. Can you share with our audience a bit about your professional background and how you came in your current role as VP of Sales for Apple Leisure Group Vacations, and what experiences and insights from your journey do you find most valuable in your day-to-day?
Yeah, so this is my 18th year in the travel industry, and it both feels like yesterday and a lifetime ago that I started. I will say that my journey so far has spanned the retail and the wholesale side. It's spanned the tour operator and the product side, and I've sort of seen all aspects of the business, which have helped bring me to where I am today in my current role with ALG Vacations as their VP of Sales, looking after our consortium management teams, but also our host teams and our BDM teams across the US. So I will say that every role has helped me along the way, but every role has had a travel advisor component to it. And I've always, my full 18 years, been fighting to make sure that the advisor stays a vital piece of the vacation planning process. So yeah, it's been quite the journey. And ironically enough, I got my start in travel. I was a publicist for 2 years, traveling with some of my clients and doing grassroots PR for them. And ironically enough, left because it was too much travel. So who would have thought that moving over to a marketing coordinator role 18 years ago would have spanned 18 years later and traveling more than I did as a publicist?
I can only imagine, absolutely. Apple Leisure Group Vacations, such a powerhouse in the vacation space. For our audience, can you give us an update on the ALGV brand and what are some of the key initiatives, Jim, maybe new offerings or exciting developments that travel advisors and their clients should be really aware of in 2025?
So one of the things that we've recognized over the last year or two that's really come to the culmination this year too is that we've recognized that a lot of advisors are diversifying their portfolio of destinations and offerings. You're not just selling Mexico, Caribbean anymore. You're not just selling domestic. You are diversifying and selling Southeast Asia, and you're selling the South Pacific, and you're selling Europe, and you're selling luxury, and you're selling all these different areas because your clients are asking for it. They're diversifying their needs. So throughout the last couple of years, we've launched a much stronger focus into Europe. So you will find we have expanded our Europe product from the hotel offerings to the airlines we offer, to the excursions that we offer to keep them busy while they're in site. That's also helped us recognize that you're growing your cruise business. And we can still play a part in that with pre and post cruising, taking advantage of our Europe hotels and our domestic hotels. So we've created a whole pre and post cruise portfolio essentially of opportunity to earn money with us, but book the cruise with the cruise line. We've also launched Lux, which is our opportunity to take a step into that luxury portfolio of travelers. And, in this year, we're seeing Lux is actually up about 15% year over year, where other parts of the business are flat to down. And it's recognizing that a lot of your travelers, they are, especially in the luxury market, they might be cutting back to maybe 3 trips instead of 4 trips or 5 nights instead of 7 nights, but they're not willing to sacrifice the experience. And so they are still traveling to higher end hotels. And we've created a whole program around Lux that allows you to have a concierge to service them at a higher end, at a higher level, to give them the experience that they're looking for. And so, yeah, between Lux and the Europe expansion, we've also grown groups. Groups is growing like crazy too. So we have more technology in the group space to make life easier for you when doing groups with us. And there's a lot. I could go on for hours, but I mean, at the end of the day, we've recognized that you've diversified your portfolio, and so we've had to diversify ours.
So with that diversification, let's try to help agents maybe put some more money on the books, which I think is good for everybody involved in this conversation because the great agents that make up the Avoya network are always looking for ways to enhance their sales. So Jim, from your perspective, is there like one key sales tip or a strategy that you might offer to travel agents that would help them sell more Apple Leisure Group vacations and do that more effectively?
Well, I think it all really comes down to the best tip I think I could ever give is just qualify your client. Make sure that you know exactly what they're looking for. Don't sell with your wallet, sell with theirs. So you want to make sure that you are asking what it is that they're looking for. Where have they traveled in the past? Who have they traveled with? Have they done it through a travel advisor before? And really getting a sense of what they tend to look for and what the why. Why are they going on vacation? Is it to celebrate something? Is it to just relax? Is it to, what is the why? Because that'll really help you craft the experience that they're looking for, and it's the experiences that make them come back, right? So I always say at ALG Vacations we have a kindness initiative, and we always say there's a difference between being nice and being kind. Being nice is putting a bottle of wine in someone's room to make them feel VIP. Being kind is recognizing that maybe they're a recovering alcoholic, right? And that bottle of wine falls short because while they're very grateful for it and grateful for the act of generosity, it falls short because they're of course not going to drink it. Think of that when you're doing your qualifying. You want to fully understand the why behind their trip so that you can craft an experience that means something to them. That's what makes them come back. They could be going to a no-name hotel domestically, or they could be going to the Ritz-Carlton in one of the fanciest countries around the world. If you know the why behind why they're traveling and you can craft the experience to make it special for them, they will come back and book again with you. And I think that's a big selling tip that sometimes it's easy to forget, but it's so important to remember.
Yeah, I mean, it really does go back to the very basics that those of us that have been involved in sales kind of learn. I had a sales mentor years ago say to me, remember, it's the words that you hear that are just as important as the words that you say when you're involved in a
Yeah.
sales situation. And I think sometimes we get ahead of that. So it's always good to kind of circle back and refocus on some of the basics. I love that.
Yeah. It's a great lesson.
Avoya Travel and of course Apple Leisure Group Vacations, we share a really strong strategic partnership. We're really proud of that here at Avoya Travel. From your vantage point, Jim, why are these types of strategic alliances so crucial in today's travel landscape? And how does that, our partnership specifically benefit, do you think, your company, Apple Leisure Group Vacations, as well as the independent agencies in the Avoya network?
I love working with Avoya. You've been partners for many years, both in my current role at ALG Vacations and prior companies I've been with. And I will say that I started by saying I've been in the industry 18 years, and I've always been working with advisors, and that my goal has always been to make sure that you remain a vital piece of the vacation planning process. The reality of that is I'm not going to do that alone. I need partners that feel the same, that have the same intention and the same mission to make that happen. And we need advisors who feel the same, that want to help make that happen. And that's why a partnership with Avoya, as an example, is so important and so valuable to us, because that's exactly what you do. You help take some of the things that we're doing to help strengthen the industry, and you help us bring it to life. You help take advantage of it. You help provide feedback to us. you help, put it into motion to keep the advisor strengthening and keep the industry evolving and keep things progressing forward so that we can all be successful. So partnership is a two-way street, and I'm always grateful when advisors listen to things like this, right? And hear the ways that they can grow their business, but when they also provide feedback in the opposite direction to us on how we can continue to improve and how we can be better for them, and hearing the trends and things that they're seeing so that we can help react to it as well and help progress you forward. So these partnerships are important to the industry, and they're important to all of our success. And it's for sure one that I don't take lightly, especially with Avoya. We love you guys.
Jim Tedesco, Vice President of Sales for Apple Leisure Group Vacations, is our special guest this month for On Deck with Avoya. Jim, technology plays such a massive role in today's travel industry. Avoya Travel is proud to have always been kind of a tech forward in its thinking and approach. How is ALGV leveraging technology and innovation in 2025 to enhance the booking experience for travel advisors and, of course, improve the overall vacation experience for consumers?
Yeah, I'm very proud that ALGV is a very tech forward, tech focused company. We do vast majority of our bookings online in our booking engine versus our call center. Our call center there is to help support, not necessarily to book, where Vax is really the go-to for that. And Vax is a very intuitive platform that we've invested millions of dollars in every year to continue pushing it forward, to continue evolving it, to make sure that your lives are efficient. If we can make your life efficient, then we can make it more productive, and we can help you close more sales in a shorter period of time. We've implemented things like I mentioned, the pre and post cruising. You now can search any cruise port city, like Barcelona, for example, and there is now a filter for cruise port hotels, and it will give you just the hotels within a radius of the cruise port. We have tons of other filters designed to help minimize the search and help you get recommendations for your clients based on what they're looking for. In the group side, we now have custom event pages that allow us to help you create a custom event page for that contracted group, where you can send the link to the group leader and they can book their own space. They don't have to wait for you to ultimately book that space, and you can fill that group in your sleep if you really wanted to. We also have an auto room allotment drop, auto inventory drop, which means you don't have to worry about the attrition dates. If you select that, we will email you 7 days and 3 days prior to any attrition date and let you know that if we don't hear from you, we will be dropping these rooms to avoid penalties. So gone are the days where you have to truly worry about those attrition dates. Now, of course, we ask that you still keep an eye on them and you still keep ahead of them so that you know it's coming. But there's a lot of technology built into groups now to make your life more efficient and more profitable. And there's a ton of other enhancements that we continue to do to Vax to help make your lives easier when searching. And efficiency means more money at the end of the day for all of us.
I mean, I can say personally, as the person that leads the team that talks to potential travel agents joining our network, to be able to say how tight our partnership is between our agent power technology and Apple Leisure Group Vacations technology with Vax, man, that's a real winner for us. So I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of Vax, and I think it's just an amazing piece. So
Thank
kudos
you.
to you guys.
Thanks.
Let's talk about emerging trends for a second, Jim. What emerging travel trends are you maybe seeing that you believe will have a big impact on the leisure travel industry in the next year or two? Maybe an emerging hotspot we can clue our advisors in on earlier, or how is ALGV positioning itself to kind of capitalize on these trends?
So here's a fun fact. Outside of Mexico Caribbean, which is our bread and butter, did you know that our number one selling hotel is Riu Dubai? Yeah, so and it's part of the reason we're continuing to diversify our portfolio, because when we saw that fact, we were like, holy cow, like we're selling these destinations without really even marketing it. But we are seeing and this is not anything new, but customers looking for an experience hasn't changed. They're continuing to look for the best value for their dollar, and sometimes that comes in the form of the monetary amount that they're paying for it, but in many times it comes in the experience that they're getting for the money that they're paying. And so we know that we're still getting those long haul destination requests. We know that we're still getting um, uh, Europe requests to sort of, relive where the White Lotus filmed, or to, reenact an Instagram photo that they saw. Like, that's still part of the overall experience. But what I'll say in terms of trends is that we are for sure seeing this year, 2025, be a little bit of a different year. About 45% of our bookings right now are traveling within 90 days from when they book. That's about 10% more than it normally is this time of year. And so this is both good and bad. The good thing is that it helps us recognize that we still have time in 2025 to affect 2025, right? We're typically at this time, we're starting to look into the next year, into 2026. So the good news is, in a year where the economy has certainly put pressure on our business and made people maybe feel a little closer to their dollar and to spending that dollar, um, it means we still have time this year to fill in departures, to pick up any decline that we all might be seeing, right, year over year. However, knowing that we're still seeing that, and not necessarily seeing, we're seeing 10% less now, right, of the 90 plus days, we see our advanced bookings struggling as well. So we're in a little bit of a hole for 2026 as we inch closer, because more people are traveling closer in. So the hope is that that 0 to 90 day continues enough that it fills in enough for 2025, and then there's enough of like an influx of the economy leveling off, stabilizing, people feeling more confident, that there's an influx in business that then helps backfill the 2026. And I know that's a lot of numbers to share that with you, because it is a trend that I think, from a marketing perspective, if you're out there marketing yourself, you want to recognize that you probably want to straddle the line between promoting 2026, but still promoting that there's space in 2025, and that there's good deals to be had in 2025, because it will help your business in the end. It is where we're seeing tech currently the consumer uh, book trends for when they book travel.
I think that's so vital, Jim, because especially for those that are new to travel, I want to make that point and just drive it home again. If you're new to the industry, one of the things Jim's saying is that there's still money to be made this year. Like, don't give up. Don't put all of your focus on 2026 and 2027. You can't forget about the future, but you can't forget about the present too. So if people are traveling still within 90 days, that means you make that booking. It's going to pay in full. It means you're getting your commissions quicker. So that's good for the bottom line, especially for a new business owner. So again, those new to the industry and those who've been in the industry, again, remember there's still money to be made in 2025, and I think that is good news in some ways. And of course, that booking window always seems to fluctuate. You know, when things are really good, it extends out. We're seeing people years in advance. As things, in our world are a little crazier sometimes, it shortens up a little bit, but it's always good to be on top of the trend. So thanks for that little bit of information, Jim. One of the things I want to talk about is just that we're lucky to be in this industry, and we get a chance to travel and we get a chance to see the world. With all of your experiences, is there a favorite vacation spot or destination that really holds a special place for you? And as a follow up, is there anything that's still on your, like, I have to get there at some point in my life location?
Yeah, so I mean, I always respond to that question with saying it depends who I'm traveling with. Um, but I will say that I love Puerto Vallarta. It is always been my favorite. The sunsets are second to none, and it's a beautiful destination. I was just there a couple weeks ago, actually. I did my honeymoon in Greece. My wife and I loved Greece. That was our first time there. But one place that is on my bucket list still is, I would love to go to the Maldives or the Seychelles, somewhere over in the Indian Ocean area. I've yet to explore that area of the world. Um, so yeah, I mean, I have a laundry list of places that I love, and probably another laundry list of places I'd love to go, but I'll leave it at those for now.
Good stuff. Yeah, I love Puerto Vallarta too, especially after they redid the Malecon and all of that. Just fantastic
Yes.
down there.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, Jim, what's your overall level of enthusiasm about the future of leisure travel? And what makes you the most optimistic? And what opportunities do you see for continued growth and success in our industry?
Yeah, I think the industry honestly has never been brighter. The future's never been brighter. There's a lot of new advisors coming into the industry, which is always a good sign. And there's a lot of like just passion for growing the travel advisor business. You know, I always say too, if you look at that, you know, I think advisors are becoming more confident in their approach, and they're charging fees, and they're confident in this, in the value and the service that they can provide. You know, and I always say don't be afraid to charge that as well, because you know, look at the model of Uber Eats. That model thrives on convenience. People are willing to spend $10 more on the same cheeseburger to have it delivered versus going down the block to pick it up themselves. They pay for convenience, and that's exactly what a service fee is when you guys do that. So I'm encouraged to see that the future is getting more confident in their value that they provide, and we're seeing more service fees. We're seeing new advisors come in and confident that they can grow their business and show the value that a travel advisor brings. Um, but I will also say that if you look at the infrastructure within the tourism space, there's more and more hotels that are getting built. There's destinations within destinations. The Meeches area in Punta Cana is now developing like crazy. There is a need and a desire to grow and expand and to push the industry forward. That infrastructure investment and the investment into, you know, partnerships like the one we have with Avoya, that all is positive signs that the industry is heading in in the right direction. And that we're a very resilient industry. Years like this where the economy may put a temporary damper on willingness to spend, is only going to be met with a opposite reaction at the end of the day of an influx of desire to travel, because the that dream never dies. People will always want to travel, and they will always need a travel advisor to do it.
Jim, one last thought before we wrap up today, and that's really I just wanted to give you an open forum. If there's anything that you want to talk about from the Apple Leisure Group vacation standpoint, or just your thoughts in general that just haven't come up yet in this conversation.
Um, no, I mean, just a big thank you for the partnership, and a thank you for thinking of us. You know, I always say that I want to be your first choice always. And I know we're not the only player out there, but I want to be your first choice. And in order for me to be that, I need to be your best choice. And so if you've learned one or two things today, that's amazing. But if you have a desire to work more with us, if you have a desire to just learn more about us, you have an amazing BDM in Susan Creighton, and I encourage you to reach out to her and engage with her and ask your questions. Conversation is the best form of strategy. We are not going to understand where you want to take your business unless it's voiced, and you're not going to understand where we're taking ours unless it's voiced. So give us that opportunity for the conversation, and allow us the opportunity to listen and hear where you want to take your business to, because as I said earlier, partnership's a two-way street. We don't take that lightly, and we want to have that conversation so we can keep that street busy, and keep that street full of money, so that you can earn more than you've ever earned before. So, just a big thank you for the partnership is how I'll end it.
Jim Tedesco, everyone, Vice President of Sales for Apple Leisure Group Vacations. Jim, thanks so much for that great discussion. And thank you again for the great partnership. We just really appreciate everything that Apple Leisure Group Vacations does for our network here at Avoya Travel.
Pleasure as always.
Stick around. We've got more On Deck with Avoya coming up in just a moment, including a sit down with one of our great affiliates, Penny Rushing. That's coming up when On Deck with Avoya continues here in just a moment.
Hello. I'm so glad you guys could join us today. My name is Gina Hoyt, and I'm the Senior Director of Avoya Travel Academy. As a new travel advisor, it's important to understand that this isn't just about booking trips. It's about building relationships and trust. Your clients aren't just looking for someone to push buttons. They're looking for someone who can guide them through complex travel decisions, offer expert advice, and act as an advocate if something were to go wrong. The real value that you provide is your knowledge, your personalized service, and your ability to create seamless and memorable experiences. This is what sets a professional travel advisor apart from someone who simply sells travel. A key part of becoming that trusted travel advisor is recognizing that you're not just doing a job. You are building a business. You need to think like an entrepreneur. This means taking ownership of everything from customer service to sales, marketing, time management, and financial planning. You are responsible for developing your own brand, staying current on industry trends, understanding supplier relationships, consistently communicating with your customers, keeping track of bookings and commissions, all while managing that customer pipeline. The most successful travel advisors are intentional, proactive, and committed to long-term growth. Remember, it takes discipline and commitment to build a strong foundation, but the rewards like flexibility, income potential, and the joy of helping people explore this amazing world are all well worth it. Success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to build the client base, gain product knowledge, and earn credibility in this industry. There will be challenges, I promise you. It happens. Cancellations, difficult clients, slow seasons, but every obstacle is an opportunity to learn and grow. The most successful advisors are those who stay curious, stay connected with their peers, and keep showing up even when it's hard. If you're passionate, coachable, and truly committed to providing excellent service, this industry can be incredibly fulfilling, both personally and professionally. We look forward to seeing you.
Greetings, it's Laura Burke, Director of Promotional Operations and Development here at Avoya Travel. Welcome to another Secrets to Success tip, and welcome to July. One of my favorite perks of being an agency owner was the freedom to travel and still manage my agency. But are you prepared? Let's face it, you get into travel so that you can travel. So whether it's a fam trip, a much needed vacation, or those curveballs that life throws you every once in a while, you're going to be out of the office. And guess what? Your clients are still going to need you. This is why having a business backup plan is an important strategy for your agency. So you want to be proactive in this. Being proactive is your superpower when it comes to success. And here are a few suggested best practices to consider before, during, and after you're out of the office. So before you leave, you're going to want to set expectations and outline your plan. Start with a proactive client communication approach. Identify those high-touch clients, those with immediate needs, final payments due, or ongoing complex bookings. Reach out and set crystal clear expectations about your absence and provide them with alternative contacts if available. You're going to want to handle everything possible before leaving. Next up, tech prep and connectivity. Don't leave home without a plan. If you're cruising, pre-book that Wi-Fi package. If you're going international, explore Wi-Fi calling or an international phone plan, and ensure all your essential apps and systems are accessible remotely. especially if you plan to check in online or follow some sort of plan that's through an app. Finally, delegate and document. If a colleague or business partner is covering, give them the resources they need to succeed. So this means a concise client list with booking details, any specific instructions, and be clear on the parameters of what they can and can't do in your absence. While you're away, master the art of coverage. This is where you decide if you're going to completely unplug or if you're going to maintain some connection with your business. For the full disconnect, which is ideal for a true rest and relaxation type of getaway, set up your out-of-office email replies, your voicemail messages, and clearly state when you're leaving, when you'll be back, and direct your clients to who's covering for you or when they can expect for you to get back to them. Also, if you've got a colleague or a business partner, empower them to make decisions within the agreed upon terms while you're away. If you go with the check-in approach, meaning you prefer to stay somewhat connected, define specific office hours for yourself while you're away. Maybe it's an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening. Communicate these times to your colleagues so they know when to expect you, or for your clients so they know when they'll be able to reach you. But I encourage you to resist that urge to constantly check your phone. Now, there is the emergency protocol, but you need to define what constitutes an emergency in this case because it's going to warrant a direct call to you. So make sure your colleague understands or your client understands that not every question needs to interrupt your travel. And then finally, you're back. Okay, you're back, your batteries are recharged, and it is time to re-engage with your business. So your first stop is a debrief with your covering colleague. If you have one, make sure you get a comprehensive report of all client interactions, issues that were resolved, and any pending matters that need to be addressed. Next, reconnect with those clients. Send a quick personalized message to your key clients letting them know that you're back and that you're ready to assist. This reinforces to them your excellent customer service and shows that you're engaged. Finally, take a moment to reflect on your out-of-office system. What could have been handled better? Was the communication clear? And use this experience to fine-tune your business backup plan for future travel opportunities. Every trip you take is a chance to make your process even smoother. You guys, taking time for yourself isn't just a luxury, it is a necessity for sustained success. A work-life balance is important to achieve when it comes to a successful business. By implementing some suggested best practices, you can enjoy your time away with peace of mind, knowing that your business is expertly being managed, and you can relax and rejuvenate yourself. So that's all the time we have this month. As always, I'm wishing you the best in success, and I'll see you the next time around. Bye.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far. Like a song of love that clings to me, how the thought of you does things to me. Never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way. And forevermore, that's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric Bell. I'm the owner of We Can Go LLC. I've been a full-time travel advisor and agency owner for 3 years now. My agency currently consists of myself, and I've just added 3 wonderful independent contractors as well. When I decided to open my agency, I researched many different host agencies before ultimately deciding to affiliate with Avoya Travel, and I'm glad that I did. One of the biggest draws for me was the Live Leads program, which was especially important as I was new to the industry and didn't have a large personal client base to start with. And I was very impressed with Avoya's technology platform and the new to travel training. While many host agencies did offer good training in technology, I found that Avoya's resources, and more importantly, the conversations that I had with existing Avoya agents, made it very clear that this was going to be the right fit for me. And the Live Leads were really the icing on the cake. The most helpful resource throughout my journey has been the incredible support from the Avoya staff. No matter what question I had, someone was always available to help, and support really is just a click away. Avoya has a wonderful support staff, and you can submit a support request anytime, and somebody's always there to answer your questions. An actionable tip for new advisors, something that you really need to always remember: you're not the person paying for the trip that you're booking for somebody. Don't project your own budget onto your client. What may seem too expensive for you could be well within their comfort zone, and what may seem affordable for you might not be for them. Focus on listening to their preferences and guide them accordingly. Too often we project our own budgets onto our clients and we think, wow, this is just a crazy expensive trip. And we talk about that and we use those words, and it turns the client off. I've learned that myself kind of the hard way and discouraged clients from booking trips that they would have otherwise booked. And I kind of shot myself in the foot. So that's a tough lesson to learn that you should really pay attention to, and watch your wording when you talk to people, because you never know what their budgets truly are until they tell you. I specialize in luxury ocean cruises, particularly with cruise lines like Oceania Cruises, Atlas Ocean Voyages, and Regent Seven Seas. And I've chosen to align with brands like that because I've sailed on them. So it allows me to speak very confidently to my clients about them and authentically. So when they have questions, I can answer them because I've been on board those ships before. I'm very excited about the future of leisure travel. The world is more connected than ever, and people are increasingly curious about exploring it. There's so much opportunity ahead, and I'm grateful to be a part of the amazing travel industry and can't wait for you to join us.
Are you ready to make waves in the travel industry? Avoya provides the tools and support you need, whether you're just starting out or already a top seller. With exclusive resources, expert mentorship, and cutting-edge technology, we're here to help you grow your business and succeed. From training for new advisors to advanced strategies for seasoned pros, Avoya's got you covered every step of the way. Visit avoyanetwork.com to take your travel business to the next level with Avoya Travel. Well, hello and welcome back to this month's episode of On Deck with Avoya. I'm your host, Chris Green, Director of Network Expansion, and I absolutely love this segment when we get a chance to bring on one of our top independent affiliates in the Avoya Network for a great chat about what's going on in the industry and kind of a little bit about their background. Maybe get some actionable tips for those of you that are new to the travel industry to really help boost your opportunities as we head into the second half of 2025. So please help me welcome Penny Rushing and her husband, Mike Rushing, owners of 4 Points Travel, an independent agency and the Avoya Network. We're so excited to have you both on deck with Avoya today to share your insights with our audience. Again, a lot of the people watching are kind of considering getting into the industry, Penny. So welcome back to On Deck. And Mike, it's great to see you as part of our program.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Looking forward to it.
Let's start a little bit by talking about your journey into the industry, Penny and Mike. What was it about becoming travel advisor that initially attracted you, and what significant experiences or milestones have kind of shaped your career thus far?
I started in the industry over 30 years ago. I started right out of college. I love to travel, and that's what piqued my interest. I went to travel school and got trained. And then I started working in hotels, worked in there for a while. And then I got into just a regular travel agency, brick and mortar. And I was a corporate agent doing air, car, and hotel for companies for 15 to 20 years. And then I did, after that, some back office accounting. So I got to be experienced to that part of the business. And then I became an agent, an owner of an agency. And having that background and the experiences that I had helps me understand a little bit more about how things work behind the scenes and what makes what happen how. And it's helped me be able to talk to folks and explain to them why certain situations are happening and why the airlines or cruise lines are doing things the way they do it.
Yeah, always good to have that wealth of knowledge. When you're talking to a client, it certainly provides a sense of calm for them to be able to talk to somebody that they know they're working with a pro right out of the gate. So no doubt about that from your standpoint. As an independent agency within the Avoya Network for 4 Points Travel, from your perspective, what are the key benefits and resources that you find that you guys utilize to provide the service to your clients and help propel your success and growth?
Mike.
Well, Chris, one of the first things that Penny started when she began with Avoya in 2018, and I started in 2020 after I retired from my defense industry job, but she jumped in big time on the Live Lead program. And that combined with the Offer Match, and nowadays it's Offer Match plus the Avoya Cash, so kind of the same sort of tools. But that was very instrumental in her building her business base when she first came in. And then when I started in 2020, after we got through COVID, I did the same thing. That made a huge difference in terms of just, number one, having business to even be dealing with. And number two, then you start to build that base and eventually get to the point where the phone doesn't stop ringing.
So let me tackle the big elephant that's in the room when it comes to the Live Lead program. And we'll hear it from you guys as owners, because one of the things when we talk to prospective affiliates and they talk about Live Leads that they find a little jarring sometimes is the difference in the commission split. But like one of our other top affiliates, David Locke, said to me one time, Chris, people get caught up on that concept of a split number, and instead of focusing on the direct deposit number that goes into their bank account, and I always love David's explanation about that. But what's your perspective on Live Leads and the difference in that commission split?
I agree with David on that. Yeah, everybody wants to make money, but don't get hung up on the amount of the split. I base mine on production, my productivity. Yes, making money is the reason we're in this business. And it benefits you to take the Live Leads. Many folks have built their whole company on Live Leads, and it's a good way to get into the industry, get your feet wet, and move in that aspect.
Yeah, good. Absolutely, Penny. I love that answer there. One of the things I wanted to talk to you guys, because you're such experts in the industry, is for the new agents just starting out, the idea sometimes of closing a sale can be a little bit daunting. Now, based on your experience, do you have like maybe a practical, actionable tip you can offer to help new travel advisors kind of build rapport with clients and confidently start to close more sales?
that's exactly my key, is build a relationship with your clients. When you get them on the phone, or even through emails, if you're taking web leads, find a commonality between you and the client, whether it's a phone number. Oh, I have friends that live there. Or if it's their experiences, where they want to go. Oh, I was just in Africa. Let me tell you a little bit about my experience and what can expound upon that. But relationships are key, because people buy from who they like.
Chris, let me give you an example of that impressed me when I first started and was here all day long listening to her deal with a client. She took a live lead phone call one day, and the next thing I hear is her saying, "Oh, is that a dog barking in the background? Well, I have a standard poodle," and they had a 5-minute conversation on dogs. And you better believe that relationship led to a sale.
That's great. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it really is the little things that connect people. And we do, as humans, make the decision who we're going to trust relatively quick based upon that kind of initial rapport. So kind of being out of the gate, great listener, kind of finding that commonality, great advice there. What about for those in our audience who are currently contemplating a career as a travel advisor? Any essential advice you would give them as they begin their research phase? Maybe specifically, what key factors should they consider when looking for the right host? Maybe Avoya is, maybe Avoya isn't, but how should they go about starting that research to narrow down the list?
When I started my research before I came to Avoya, I was still working. I still had clients, and Mike actually put together a spreadsheet for me, and I gave him 4 different host agencies that I knew of. And I said, would you make a spreadsheet and put the pros and cons, what's offered from each host, what the fees are, what the additional cost, if there's any above and beyond the fees. And when I spread that across, I looked at that, and then I watched YouTube videos of each one of the host agencies. And Avoya fit the way I wanted to operate my business, the way they operate their business. And so there was a commonality right there. And then the live lead program was a benefit, because I wanted to build my business beyond what I brought in the door.
Good stuff. Penny Rushing, Mike Rushing, owners of 4 Points Travel, our special guest this month for On Deck with Avoya. Penny, every career has its challenges, of course, but when you look back, anything that kind of stands out as a significant challenge that you faced as a travel professional that you had to overcome, and maybe what did you learn from that experience that you might share with our aspiring advisors today?
The big thing is just keeping up with the promotions that are out there, with the different suppliers and the changes in the industry. And just keep up on training with whatever supplier you work with, whether it's 2 or 3. Go through their training program, learn the product inside and out as much as you can. Also, if you have the opportunity to experience the product, going on a cruise, going on an escorted tour, going to an all-inclusive resort, whatever you decide to sell, experience it so you can convey those experiences with the client on the other end of the phone. Because the more that you sound like you know what you're talking about, the easier it is to convince the client, yes, I want to work with you, because you've taken the time and spent the money, if there is any money involved, to really learn about this product, so you can convey the good and the bad to the client.
Yeah, engagement and expertise, right? I mean, you have to engage with whatever industry you're going to be a part of, especially if you're on the sales side of things. And you have to keep your kind of finger on the pulse of what's going on with your industry in order to be able to talk the talk so you can walk the walk. You agree with that, Mike?
Yeah, I do. And I was going to say that for folks that are just, thinking about coming into this industry, this sounds like a simple concept, but I think a lot of people don't really do this. You are establishing a business. You're going to be running a business. And if you went out and let's say you opened up a restaurant, well, in order for you to operate that restaurant successfully, you've got to have good quality food. You've got to have good service. You've got to understand the logistics of getting stuff in, getting stuff out, the legal ramifications of certain things, complying with regulations and so forth. You've got to do all those things in order to make that restaurant successful. No different being a travel agent. You've got to understand the risks that are involved, the benefits that are involved, all the aspects of the industry, because you are operating a business. And if people come into it with that kind of a mindset, then they are way ahead of the game in terms of the road to success.
Great advice, Mike. Absolutely. One of the ways that you guys have grown 4 Points Travel has been adding what we in the Avoya world call additional licenses to your Avoya agreement. Some places might call it subcontractors, whatever the case may be. Can you share your philosophy behind this approach to expanding your agency? What are the advantages you kind of found in growing your business this way within the Avoya framework?
I've ultimately built a team. I have 11 agents that are working with me, and most of us, well, all of us sell cruises. I also have someone who sells independent travel. I have 2 people that sell independent travel. And with that, I've talked to my team and said, if you have a situation where it's not something that I specialize in, now I have an overall knowledge of what everybody does. But if you've got an independent trip, go to the other agent, ask for help from them. If it's a wedding or something of that nature, I have somebody who does that. So I've tried to form my team with different expertise folks around so we can spread out the business.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mike, what's your perspective on that? Because, and tell me if I'm wrong, and you brought up the restaurant analogy earlier, Mike, but when I talk to the two of you, I would say Penny would be front of house in your restaurant, and Mike, you would be back of house. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I take care of a lot of the administrative stuff for the agency, and the tax accounting at the end of the year, the periodic commission payments to the ILAs. So yeah, that's and I come from a background of government contract management. So the contractual, the legal aspects of the business are things that I'm familiar with, those concepts. So it works very well that I can handle those, and Penny can pay more attention to the customer side of the business and the selling side, and specialize in what she does best.
Yeah, play to your strengths. I love it. I swear following the two of you on social media is like playing a real life game of Where's Waldo. I mean, I know it's work, but it also looks like you guys are having a lot of fun. Any fun adventures coming up you can share with us?
Well, in August and September, we're going on a British Isles cruise, 10 nights. And then we leave there and go to Norway for 7-night cruise. And both places, I've been to the British Isles, but not in the cruise aspect. And Mike has not been yet. And both of us have never been to Norway. And we have clients who are traveling to both of those destinations. So as I mentioned before, that's part of experiencing what your clients are going to experience, so you can help them along with their planning process.
Yeah. Do you look at vacations differently, right? Obviously, we have to. You see it through a professional eye, but at the same time, do you try to see it through that vacationer's eye still as well?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And let me give you a good analogy. We just got home about 3 weeks ago from an extended trip where there was a med cruise that we escorted a small group on. And then from there, we flew to Tanzania for a safari. It was a FAM that was actually conducted by one of the many companies that operate down in Africa for safaris. And we took advantage of the FAM opportunity, went down there. And from the time we were met at the airport, we collected our bags, we walked outside the terminal building. They walked us over to a table with the tablecloth on it, their logo on it. They had snacks and wine set up for us. And the first question I ask is this a standard practice that you provide for your clients, or is this for us? And they said, no, we do this for everyone. So from that point forward, we obviously made mental notes of the the practices they did, the way they conducted their business, and from that, I've now got a client that I'm getting ready to send down there in February to do the exact same thing we just did.
Nice. Fantastic. Great way to use that vacation and turn around and then use it as a business positive as well. Finally, guys, as you look into the future, what excites you most about the travel industry and the expanding role that travel advisors seem to play within it?
Good.
And the reason I laugh at that is because recently I've seen some articles, legal articles, and a couple of videos, I think. Going back to the basic concept of this being a business that you're trying to run and the risks that are involved with that business, there are certain things that you need to be responsible for understanding and being able to communicate with your clients. For example, the European Union countries and the entry process that they're getting ready to implement now, it's going to be early 27. It's been postponed 3 or 4 times, I think. The UK just recently implemented a electronic travel authorization process for people visiting UK countries. Those are things that the entry into Canada for folks that may have a DUI, DWI on the record, and those things you've got to be able to communicate with clients and let them know these sorts of things, because otherwise, if you don't, it's communicate these commonly known principles, then the client gets there, they get turned around and put on the airplane right back to where they came from. Now you're going to be liable for not communicating that information and the loss of that trip that they had. Those are the kinds of things that are becoming more and more challenging. Unfortunately, we live in a litigious society, and these sorts of things you need to educate yourself on, the exposures, the things you can do to protect yourself. And so I think the challenges are just, again, from the business side, how do I protect my business? How do I conduct my business the best way possible to avoid the pitfalls that society is creating nowadays?
And I think from the other side of the fence, just the excitement of the industry expanding, all the new cruise ships out there, and they seem to be getting better, sometimes bigger, but better and improving. And I think that excites people. We've seen more clients come into the cruising world than we have in the past. And I think a lot of that is because of just the expansion of the cruise lines and their ships and even river cruising opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that side of the industry, how it's growing. And to be honest with you, that when you factor in the number of people who are of traveling age who have actually never taken a cruise, we're really only hitting the tip of the iceberg so far. So I think there's a lot of reasons to be pretty optimistic about the future. And I certainly appreciate your great insight from the two of you. Penny and Mike Rushing, everyone, owners of 4 Points Travel, independent agencies in the Avoya Network. So great to have you on the program. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely. We've got more On Deck with Avoya coming up, including all the ways that you can get involved. Take that great advice we just heard and get involved in this great industry. Stay tuned for more On Deck with Avoya. Well, welcome back to this month's episode of On Deck with Avoya. I'm your host, Chris Green. And that's going to wrap up our program for today. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing these insights with you. We hope you learned something, maybe felt inspired by something you heard, and your call to action. And if you're ready to launch your travel career, visit us at avoyanetwork.com to learn how you can become an independent travel agency in the Avoya Travel Network. And don't forget to ask about our military and our first responders discount. And get ready for August. What a show this is going to be next month, when our executive insider will be none other than Vicki Freed, Senior Vice President of Sales, Trade Support, and Service for Royal Caribbean International, one of the top travel professionals in our whole industry, and certainly one of the travel agent community's biggest advocates. Plus, our Avoya insider will be our very own CFO, Mark Francone, Don't miss it. That's all coming your way in the August episode of On Deck with Avoya. Until then, take care, my friend.